Namaste, and welcome to this breath practice. I'm recording this late at night and I'm wearing my cozy jumper to keep me warm. And I wanted to share with you a breath practice that we did last week in classes, but if you don't come to classes, perhaps this would be your opportunity to be able to participate in that breath practice. It's called bamboo breathing. And I don't know where the name came from. I can't remember if I've made it up or if that's what it's called. It's been around for a while, this type of breathing. And this is a particular kind of method of extending your exhalation to tap into that relaxation, rest and digest response of the body. So it's really easy to do for most people. And it's often used when people really need to calm themselves down. It's really good for releasing anxiety or being able to manage anxiety and worry and chronic stress, those sorts of things. So activating the parasympathetic nervous system, and this is how it's done. So if you imagine a stick of bamboo that's hollow through the center, when we breathe in, we're going to draw the breath up the center of this stick of bamboo without any obstacles in just one long inhalation. And then as we breathe out, the breath is going to come down the sides of the bamboo stick and stop at every notch on the way down. So we'll breathe out with a little pause every once in a while in our exhalation. So for example, you might breathe in for the count of 3, and then breathe out for 1 and pause, and breathe out and pause, and breathe out and pause, and then exhale anything that you've got left in your lungs. You might breathe in for 4, and then breathe out and pause, breathe out and pause, breathe out and pause, breathe out and pause, and breathe anything else out that you've got left in the lungs. So it doesn't really matter how many times you pause in your exhalation. I find that as you practice, the exhalation can be extended perhaps a little bit longer. But as with all breath practices, if you breathe in as much as you can in a very sort of forceful inhalation, it makes your exhaled part of the breath much harder to control. So it's easier to take in a smaller amount of air in a more gentle way to extend the exhalation. Sounds counterintuitive, but it is the case for nearly everybody I've ever taught. So I don't know what's best, I guess demonstrate this, and then I'll talk you through it so that you can do it in your own time as well. So the breath goes a little bit like this. I'm going to use a Ujjayi breath so that you can hear my breath as well. So hopefully that's obvious on the audio, that breathing in a long inhalation or a continuous inhalation, and then breathing out just a little bit at a time, pausing the breath or stopping the breath completely, and then continuing to breathe out a little bit at a time. So let's try this all together. Sit in any comfortable seat. It could be cross-legged or kneeling or in a chair. Anywhere you can find yourself a little bit of lift through the center of your spine. If you want to, you can adopt chin mudra, taking the first finger and thumb together with the other fingers extended. And if you choose, you can rest your palms down or up. Doesn't matter which of these. This gesture of the fingers helps to promote a long, deep breath in the body. And then spend a moment just organizing your body so that it feels like you've got space to sit tall. You can feel maybe a gentle lengthening down the back of the body, a lifting of the crown of the head. Whatever you're sitting on, allow that contact between your body and the chair or the floor or some support like this bolster. Allow it to feel like a solid foundation from which you can find strength and space, and allow the spine to organize itself upwards. If you feel comfortable doing so, you can close your eyes or gaze gently downward. And become aware of your natural, spontaneous breath. We observe it here before we start the practice so that we can understand the changes that happen as a result of the practice. So observe the rate and the rhythm of your breath. Observe where your breath is moving in your body and whether it's audible or soft, whether it feels smooth. There's no right or wrong way to find your breath. There's no judgment involved here. We're simply observing. And then perhaps finding a slightly deeper breath. You can do that by gently drawing your abdominal muscles in to ease a little bit more air out of the lungs. And then as you breathe in, find the breath moving into the sides of the body, the upper back, the chest. And as you breathe out, just engaging across the navel to ease a little bit more air out of the lungs. Breathing into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. And breathing out a little bit more completely by adding that gentle action across the abdominal muscles. Breathing in, let the breath find space through the whole of the torso. And breathing out. We'll do one more like this before beginning our bamboo breath. Breathing in. And breathing out, emptying the lungs as completely as you can. This time as you breathe in, just taking a slightly more natural breath in, a 3/4 breath. And then breathing out and pause. Breathe out, pause. Breathe out, pause. Breathe out, pause. And breathe out everything you've got left. If you need to do fewer pauses, that's okay. Taking a nice gentle breath in. Breathing out and pause. Breathing out and pause. Breathing out and pause. And breathing everything out. Gentle breath in. Exhale and stop. Exhale and stop. Exhale and stop. Exhale everything you've got left. Remember that little tummy contraction to help. Gentle breath in. Exhale and stop. Exhale and stop. Exhale and stop. Exhale everything out. Allow your breath to continue in this sort of rhythm. If your breath in is a little bit longer, then allow it to be a little bit longer. And if you have room to make an extra pause or two in your exhalation, you might like to explore that now. As you breathe, allow your face to be soft, your shoulders and body in general to be relaxed, particularly the jaw. Avoid straining or pushing with the breath. You don't need to apply Ujjayi breathing with this breath, but if you would like to explore that, you can. And if you've been doing Ujjayi, try doing a few quieter rounds without the constriction of the throat. Notice if your face is still relaxed, your shoulders still soft. And notice too if you're able to just add perhaps one extra pause to your exhalation. Observe just for your own awareness how the rate and the rhythm of your breath feel as you practice bamboo breathing. Perhaps you might notice that the pause, which is quite natural at the bottom of your exhalation, is extended slightly as you practice this breath, and perhaps it isn't. At the end of your next exhalation, simply allowing your breath to fall back into its natural rhythm and observe the effects of your practice. Observe perhaps the quietness of the breath. Perhaps it feels more still, more subtle. Perhaps you notice as you release the breath that there's a little tension eased from your face or your shoulders or your chest. Whatever your observations are, Simply noting them without judgment. If you have any questions, you can always send me a message. When you're ready, you can bring your hands together at the center of your chest. And we'll offer each other a namaste. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. I hope you'll explore the other breath videos on this channel, and there will be more coming soon. All of the breath techniques are individual. Some will suit you more than others. Choose the ones that you enjoy to explore, and occasionally choose something that challenges you. Try to do a little bit of deep breathing every day. Thank you.